What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project. This is the Reliant Supervan modded in by Tim C2K. It looks absolutely fantastic. It isn't quite fully accurate because the game has limitations such as you can't add one wheel at the front. You have to have two, so they're just squished in pretty much as they can be. I imagine we could have got them a little bit more. Tim could have got them a little bit more, should I say. But it's still looking cool nonetheless. I cannot wait to get stuck into this beautiful little Reliant Supervan. What sort of colours would you pick for this one? Let me know in the comments below. It is definitely a great little vehicle. I cannot wait to get stuck into it. So let's have a look. As I said, it is the Reliant Supervan, and we've gone for the sport version today. Hopefully, it's going to be pretty wild. I don't imagine this one's going to be breaking any speed records. It's available from all of the places, so you can literally get it from anywhere. And we got ours from the auction house, as per usual. I do spend a lot of time there. Condition-wise, frame's pretty bad. Body's pretty bad as well. But the parts and interior aren't too shabby. We can definitely deal with that. But did we get a good deal for our Reliant Supervan? No. Of course we didn't. 10,027 is what I paid, and I can currently sell it for 8,751, losing out on 1,276 before we even begin. The engine in this one currently is the i4 1.6-litre single overhead cam rear-wheel drive engine. We're going to be swapping this one, as suggested by French Toast, to the i3 double overhead cam turbocharged engine. I'm not sure what sort of factory horsepower that one's going to be pumping out. Hopefully just a little bit more. We will be taking this beautiful little Reliant Supervan around the drag strip, down the drag strip today to see what it can do. And as I said before, I'm not expecting it to break any records. I just don't think it's sensible to take a Reliant Supervan around a racetrack. We'll probably end up on our roof, but let's be truly honest. So that's why we're going to drag race it. Pretty confident we may not even get it onto the speeder board. 10.257 is the slowest one on there. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. I had to think. Did I adjust it? I definitely adjusted it. But anything under 10.25 seconds, 2.57 seconds, will end up on the speeder board today. What do you think? Can we do it with a beautiful little Reliant Supervan? Myself, I'm not fully convinced. But let's get this beautiful little beast started. Let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the Reliant Supervan. Let's get it cleaned and see what colour it is underneath all of that dust and grime at the moment. What colour are you, you beautiful little Reliant Supervan? That is a colour that you can definitely choose. I have no idea what to say about that. It's kind of like yellowy, greeny, beigey colour with that, obviously, a green hood on there. Looking a bit bizarre. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It definitely isn't staying that colour. But anyway, let's get the interior done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get the engine ripped out of this tiny little engine bay in here. If I just open it up there, you can see the engine is in there with some bodywork on it, looking pretty cool. But let's get all of that ripped out of there, see what we've got inside, and start stripping this beautiful Reliant Supervan down, ready to go back together, all shiny and new. The Reliance in the air. Let's check for that oil pan. Can we even see it? We can't see anything, so I'm going to click on that, and there is an oil pan in there. So let's get started by getting that drained out. If there even is any inside, let's give it a go. It is dark. That is absolutely filthy, dirty oil. I've never seen anything quite that bad. But let's get underneath and see what we need to take out of this beautiful car. I'm going to start. No, I'm not going to start with the front exhaust section because I can't actually get it out. Although it is going to make me, isn't it? I do feel like that's going to make me. But anyway, let's get round and get started with the starter. Out you come. I've just noticed something. Do we have a drive shaft? There is no drive shaft or no exhaust connecting this one up. And actually, there is absolutely nothing missing from this little vehicle, which I'm very, very surprised about there. Okay, but anyway, let's crack on and let's get the rest of this out of here. Get in on with that gearbox. Out you come. Hopefully, it's going to make us remove that front exhaust section, isn't it? I know it is. But let's give it a go. And nonetheless, back down on the ground you come. Back down on the ground you come. I pressed the up button, but there we go. Let's grab the engine crane and let's give this a go. Is it going to tell me to remove more things? Yes, of course it is. The front exhaust section, which we can't do until we get in above it. So in we go. And we need to take that manifold off first with our one rusty bolt. Out you come. Get the rest of these all out. Then we need to go back up in the air, I imagine, to get the exhaust out. Yes, we do. So let's do that. Up you go, you beautiful little 3/4 wheeler. In we go underneath, and then hopefully, nice and simply, front exhaust section easy out of there. Now we should be able to lift that engine out. Let's give it a go. Back down you come. And let's see after this if it's going to let us take it out. Are you? That's what we like to see. Obviously, we made a little mistake, but I pretty much knew it was going to happen anyway. So there we go. Engine's out. We're not putting that engine back in, so it doesn't matter. But let's jump back in and see what we've got going on the engine bay. Now, already we know we don't have anything missing because there is nothing showing up apart from the engine now, obviously, which is always a good sign. But what have we got in the engine bay? Battery, the ABS pumper module, and a radiator. A very small radiator. That is absolutely tiny, but there we go. That is definitely a piece in there. Is there anything else in the engine bay, or should be for the engine bay? It really doesn't look like it. Fuel tank and fuel pump down the back. That looks to be about it. And yes, we have well and truly got absolutely everything that we're going to need for this build. It just depends on bits that we can repair and bits we can't repair. So there we go. Happy with that. But we are obviously swapping out that engine. We do have liquids to drain, I imagine, from this radiator. So let's give it a go. Let's go into normal mode, additional tools, drain tool, and try and see if it's going to pull any liquids out. It is. There we go. I'm going to get the rest of this all stripped out, get that engine rebuilt, get that new engine built and ready to go in there. And then when we come back, it'll be time to work on the bodywork for this beautiful Reliant Supervan. That's everything for the engine and suspension repaired, replaced, or upgraded and ready to go. We've got that new engine built and ready. So let's just start by stripping this body off. I don't even know what is what, so let's get into it. That's definitely a headlight. That's a mirror, definitely. Off you come and off you come. Then we need that hood piece out, and I do think nothing else. Oh, the windshield. That's definitely a piece. But the front of this is all just bodywork. Yeah, looks like it. The door, obviously door and window on there. Mirror was on the front frame. Anything from round here? There should be a tail light there. Oh, the rear left door. Obviously, the window is missing as well. A tail light on that side. Is that a piece? No. And obviously, we were missing the door anyway. That white might well and truly be everything. Let's just crack on and grab this interior out. Out you come. And meant to stay in interior mode. And out you come for that steering wheel. In fact, we're definitely keeping that steering wheel because it blends in with the wood on that dashboard there. Looking quite nice. But did we get everything out? Yes, we did, because we're down to the bare frame and we can change it. So there's 1% on there and absolutely nothing showing up on there. Absolutely fantastic. Loving that. So let's jump in and get this welding all sorted. So before we do that, frame's at 9% and I bought it for a little over 10,000. What do we think? I don't think it's going to be very high. I'm going to go with a nice and classic 500. And it is a bang-on 500. Nice and simple. That is what we like. Let's get in, though, and have a look at the body shop for the Reliant Supervan. There you are. And it is, well, by the looks of that, nice and simple. Door's the door, window's the window, hood is the hood. We do have a headlight option with a safety bar, support bar, training wheels, whatever you want to call them. I don't think we're going to be using them today. Mirrors are just the mirrors. Taillights are just the taillights. There is 2 windshield options, one with a roof rack, which I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of. But there is also 2 rear door windows, or rear left door windows. One with that spoiler on, and we're going for that spoiler because that is the Sport Edition. But there we go. That's the van all back together. This colour, I still... No, I'm not feeling this colour at all. I do like the black on the inside, though. So I do feel like black is definitely going to be a secondary colour for this one. But there we go. Let's get on and let's repair the body panels we can repair and then buy the ones we need to buy to get this Reliant back together and then into the paint booth. That's everything we need for the body, repaired or repurchased, depending on what was required. So let's get on and get it all back together. We did actually manage to repair that headlight. We didn't have this one, so we had to buy that one new. And we did manage to repair both of the mirrors as well. On you go and on you go. Sadly, we did lose the hood, so we did have to purchase a new one of them. But we did keep this door. All the windows obviously had to be replaced. On you, round to this side. And we did have to buy this door brand new as well. And then on with that window, round to the back. We did manage to keep the rear door on there. We did have to buy a new window because we were missing this window with the spoiler on in the first place. That's a well-fitted spoiler, I'm not going to lie. There we go. Right tail light we managed to repair. And then obviously left tail light, we did actually have to buy a new one. And I do believe that is it for the exterior. There's no license plates on this Sport Edition because it's built for... Well, I don't really know what it's built for, but we're taking it around the drag strip, so there we go. But let's crack on with this interior. And I've kept all the interior the same, but we are going to put some colour on the seat a little bit later on. That steering wheel 3 Hopefully it's going to match in with that dash. We'll check that one in a second. And I've kept the seat Atlantas because they look like they fit quite well in there. And hopefully it's going to look good with a bit of colour later on. That steering wheel is a little bit dark in comparison to that dashboard. So we might try... Well, actually, no. That's actually pretty good. In fact, let's just go sit inside. Would be the easiest way to test, wouldn't it? In we go. Take a seat down there. What is that on the floor? Don't even know what that is, but there we go. Yes, see the steering wheel there is a little bit darker. The seating position is... I'm in the seat. Okay, we might have to go and fix that one a little bit later on, but there we go. But yeah, the steering wheel is a little bit darker than the dashboard, so we might try and lighten that one up just a little bit, try and make it match a little bit better. But overall, looking fantastic. There she is, all back together. Let's just double check it. 100%, 100%, 100%. That's what we like. Let's get this brilliant Reliant Supervan into the paint shop so we can pick some colours for it. Here we are then in the paint shop with the Reliant Supervan, and this is the colour I've gone for today. King Slowpoke suggested a lime green, so I've gone with a sort of lime green. It's never quite perfectly lime green, but it's very, very close to a lime green nonetheless. I'm quite liking it. Quite a vibrant and bright and in-your-face colour, and that is what we like. The actual colour itself, wrong screen, there we go, is 100, 100, 100. Ironically enough, that's just the way that worked out when I was planning the colour, and I think it looks fantastic. We have also painted all the screws, including on the rims, in a matching green, and this is gloss finish, so hopefully that should all work out. I do have it already painted with some extras painted, so let's just come out of there and into our normal mode. There we go. We put some steel black on the mirrors and lights on there, and I think it looks pretty good. Also a bit of steel black just on this rear spoiler, so it matched in with the rest of the trim work that we've painted black on the outside, as well as a little bit around the tail lights on there, just to keep it all blended in. I did try and get rid of all this chrome on the doors, but I couldn't quite get rid of it. It was either the whole thing black or the whole thing green, that kind of thing. All I wanted was just a bit of black. Ooh, all green might have worked, though. Maybe I should give the all green a try. No, it's too much. I definitely want it either black, but we'll keep the chrome on there. We do have some chrome accents on the window wipers and things like that. Also with that fuel door that I can't do anything with. We jump inside. I got some Alcantara and a bit of dark grey on the seats, and I think they're looking pretty cool. And we did manage to brighten up the steering wheel just a tad. Not quite into the same brightness as that beautiful dash, but just a little bit brighter nonetheless. But I still think it's all looking good. Plus with all the extra chrome accents on there as well. Kind of blends in with the rest of the chrome on the body. But there we go. That's the colour we're going for. This very vibrant lime-ish kind of green with a few steel black accents just to really make it pop. That's what we're going for. It looks fantastic. I'm now going to crack on, get all of the engine bits and suspension all painted. I think we will go with some chrome or metally finishing stuff on the engine just because of this piece up here. So if we can keep it all sort of blended in, as well as splashing in a little bit of that green, which we should already have on the bolts, obviously some steel black, and we'll see what the rest turns out with a little bit later. Maybe some little bits of chrome in there just to finish it off. I don't know what you think. Let me know in the comments below what you would do, but I'm going to crack on, get things painted. So let's get the beautiful Reliant Supervan back on the lifter. That's everything painted on the Reliant Supervan, and it's almost ready to go. Not quite. We've got to finish building that engine. But before we jump into that, let's see what we did with the couple of little pieces in this engine bay. If I could get in there. There we go. All we've got up here is a blacked out battery with a bit of green on the tray and the bracket on top there, and some lovely chrome on the bracket support arms. I left the ABS pump in its normal sort of chromey colour, so I could sort of splash a little bit of extra chrome there. But did the module on top in the black, obviously with them lovely green bolts. And our tiniest little radiator in the world, that is also fully blacked out on there, looking pretty good. Don't know why it's there, but it is. But anyway, onto the suspension. We got lots of that green, a little bit of chrome on there on the knuckle and on the suspension arm. Also on the end link and the inner tie rod. All of the chrome bits on there. Green on all the bushings, all the bolts, obviously brake caliper, wheel hub, and obviously more bushings in there. And that big old sway bar, that is the performance sway bar from the TKAftermarket. And then pretty much black on everything else, and it's looking pretty good. If we jump down to the back, although we don't actually have a rear drive shaft, we've still got it all connected up and ready to go. So we've got a green flange on there with a chrome housing on the back, looking pretty good with all the green bolts on there. Then the black on the actual solid leaf arm, rear solid axle housing. That is the words I was looking for. Could not get them out. And on the leaf spring, Also a bit on the shock there with the brake drum in a green and some lovely green accents. But that's all the suspension and obviously the few tiny little bits in the engine bay ready to go for the Reliant Supervan. I'm loving this green colour on the body. Excellent suggestion by King Slowpoke. Looking very good. But now let's go and build that beautiful i3 turbocharged engine. In we go. Onto the stand. The block is in that green and steel black on there. The oil pan's in steel black and the head is in a green and steel black mix as well. Looking very good. Inside there, you've got 3 spark plugs at a lovely little angle if you look at them. 2 camshafts, 1 on either side, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 camshaft caps for each camshaft. So 8 camshafts together, and then 2 cam gears just to go on the end. But let's crack on and get more of this engine together, starting with, if I could get on it, there we go, the serpentine belt just there, blacked out. And then we've got a cheeky little idle roller just in the green there. There's another one just down the bottom, so on we go with that one. And then on our side there, we've got our oil filter blacked out. And then onto this side, we've got a cheeky little blacked out alternator with the water pump in a cheeky green on there, looking very good. And if we nip around to the side, there's a little thermostat in there, which we've also done just blacked out as well. Now onto this big old timing cover, on you go. That's in a black and green, looking very nice. The green actually turned out quite well on the top there. Then we got our last idle roller just in there in the green. And we've also got a crankshaft pulley, which is a TKAftermarket one in a beautiful green on there. So we'll get the belt on you go, wrapping all the way around. And then a cheeky little green belt tensioner just to finish that off. Up we go to the top end then, on with our engine head cover. That is in a beautiful green on there, just splashing a bit of extra colour. But we do also have our ignition coils, which are in a black running through the middle here. And then we should have a fuel rail on top of it as well, which is in green and black as well, just to spread out the colour a little bit more. Some green clippy parts on there, looking quite good. On to our intake manifold onto this side in a beautiful chrome with a splash of green on there, looking very, very nice, keeping up with just a little bit more of that chrome feeling. And then onto the throttle on the end, which is also in green and chrome, just to finish that piece off, looking very good. Round to the other side, onto the turbocharger, also in the green and chrome. So we just got a little splash of chrome going on at the top there, with mostly black and green underneath, looking very, very good. Last piece to go on is that fuel filter just there in a lovely green, but we haven't overrided it. We've kept all the text on there just to keep it blended in and looking nice. But there it is, the turbocharged i3 engine ready to go in our Reliant Supervan. Thank you very much, French Toast, for the suggestion on the engine. Let's get it off the stand though, and let's get it dropped into the Reliant Supervan. The engine cranes over. Let's get this engine dropped into that tiny little spot. In you go there. Let's put this engine crane away. Let's crack on with a couple more pieces. If we just nip into here very slightly, we can see it's now got all of them green bolts on it, and it is looking very, very nice. But we do have a couple of bits left to go. Gearbox, obviously, the first part of the exhaust, I have painted that invisible, but we need to get underneath to see it anyway. So enough of that. Let's get this beautiful car up in the air. Let's get it all finished off and ready to go down the drag strip. How do you think it's going to do? Probably not overly well, if we're being truly honest. Let's jump into the front there and crack on with this gearbox, which we've done in green and steel black, so it blends in with that engine block perfectly. Looking very, very nice on there. Around to this side, one piece I keep forgetting to show you all is putting the starter in, but we've just done that one, a full steel black on there. And then the final piece to go on is this front exhaust section, which we have painted invisible because that was clipping inside the cab when we were trying to drive it. But there we go. That's everything in there. Just got some wheels and tyres to do. So let's get this beautiful beast back on the ground. Next up, we're going to do some window tinting. See what we can do with these beautiful windows. Let's just close that hood so we can see. Get the window tinter over. And let's give this one a bash. I'm going to do the windows, as you can know by normally. Are we going to do anything with them headlights? I don't think we are. Let's check the tail lights. We could probably do darkening them a little bit. We'll see what it looks like when we jump in, but I'll crack on with the windows. I'll see you in a second. Let's see what we've done then. So the window tint is at a 70 for the windscreen and the front windows, and then obviously 100% coverage for that back window just there. If we click on, it is just the headlights, and I'm not going to, we could make them a little bit darker. As you can see, it adjusts it ever so slightly, but I don't think we need to. They're all right as they are. But if we go down to the tail lights, we can fully black them out if we want to. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Let me know in the comments if you would have done that one. Or we could go for a bit of green on there. If we wanted to sort of blend it in with the van a bit more, a darker shade of green, like maybe a 25 on there. So to keep it blended in, Could also go for a white and just go for a like smoky cover at around sort of 5% there. Keep it as that. Or we could go for a red around 50% and basically get rid of the reflector, the yellow reflector parts on there. And I think, in my opinion, that's the best option. So that's, I believe, what we're going to go for. Let's get that done on both sides. And that should be everything. Let's just see if there's any more. There is not. A windshield. Yep, that's everything on there. So let's just get out and let's jump inside to the driver's seat and let's see what that window tint is looking like. Pretty good. I still need to fix this drive position. We are definitely still too low and in the middle of the seat. So I'm going to go and fix that in just a moment. So when we come back, then it'll be time to sort out all the wheels. But I'm happy with all that window tinting so far. So I'm going to go readjust the seating position and then we'll get on and get some beautiful wheels done for this Reliant Supervan. We fixed the ride height. Definitely a much better seating position in this one now. We're still in the seat officially, but at least we're slightly above it and can further see out the windshield and just a little bit of the hood there as well, so we can see where we're going. Not that it matters because we're only drag racing, so it's a straight line anyway. But let's get on and let's go paint some beautiful rims for this beautiful Reliant Supervan. In we go. I've gone for 2 different rims today. We got 18s for the front and 18Bs for the back. So let's have a look at our front rim, what we're going to do with it today. Now, I already know what we're going to do. I'm going to go onto a black on here, and then we're going to go all the way across to steel black. If I could find it, where are you? There you go. And we're just going to go onto everything. So it goes a complete steel black for that front rim there. That's what we're doing with that one. On we go. Let's get you painted. And then let's come back in and see what we're going to do with the secondary rim of the 18B. And for this one, we're going to go for our body-matched green that we've got going on there. And it's green on the outside and black on the inside at the moment. We're going to go all the way across to steel black again. All we go. There we go. And we're going to get one where we can get black on the outside with some little green bits on the inside. If we can find one. Paint and mix. There we go. That's the one we want. Black on the outside there. Green bits on the inside. These bolts hopefully will stay black, but every time I've tried doing this so far, they do actually go green when we put them in the car, even though I have changed the bolt color on the car to just be on the engine bay and not on the rims. But anyway, let's get you painted. Let's get these attached to some tires and get them on our beautiful Reliant Supervan. Just finishing balancing this last wheel now. Let's get it off the stand. We're going to go to the front ones to begin with. If I could get down there. There we go. In we go to there. Let's get this one on the rim up front. So the front ones, you want an 12-inch rim. The sizes that come on the van are too small to even buy, so you need to buy the new version of the van and swap your rims out, or this size is buildable with unrealistic tyre sizes on, which is a 12-inch rim, 135 width, and a 60 profile on there, on that fully blacked out rim, and blacked out bolts on there, which is just how we wanted that one. So it kind of hides it. You can barely even see, you can just about see that there's a wheel there, but it's kind of pretty hidden, which is definitely the look I was going for the front rims on there, considering it is only meant to have one wheel at the front and not 2. That's why I went for that. Down at the back, let's get you on. And then, as I said, we've got colour at the back, but the rear wheels, we've gone for a 16-inch rim, 195 width, and a 30 profile on there on the 18Bs. And yes, the bolts have gone green on the car. I was kind of hoping they would stay black, but even with the green, it still looks pretty good. And it is a very close match on that green there, isn't it? That's looking fantastic. Let's come off of there and let's get this one down on the ground and check we have got it all finished. Should tip forward slightly. Not too much, just a little bit there. But as I said, I've done it so that you can't really see them front wheels. We know they're there, but you can't really see them too well. But then back wheels look absolutely beautiful. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that should be this beautiful Supervan all finished. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, everything on it. We just need to top up some liquids and get this beautiful van outside in the sun. That's the Reliant Supervan all finished and ready to go. Looking beautiful in this very vibrant gloss green. I nearly couldn't say gloss green then. Very vibrant gloss green we've got going on with that i3 turbocharged engine in there. Looking pretty sweet, if I do say so myself, even if the radiator is absolutely tiny in there, which is quite funny, but it is what it is. But anyway, what do you think of this beautiful car? I'm loving the rear rims. I'm struggling with words that start with the same letters today. Beautiful rear rims. Obviously, the front rims, we've just tried to hide them about as much as we possibly could without fully, painting them invisible and putting a bonus part wheel in the center or something like that, which we definitely could have done if we really wanted to. But there we go. That is the Reliant Supervan, one of the newest mods available on the Steam Workshop by Tim C2K. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. But let's jump inside and see what this little i3 engine sounds like inside the Reliant Supervan. Let's give it some gas. Not a bad tick over there. Quite aggressive sounding. Pretty weird coming from a Reliant Supervan, but there we go. And then as you get higher up, it's still got that evil sort of sounds to it. Mean sound. The tiny little bit of turbo whistle just on that top end. I couldn't quite hear it over myself talking, but it is there ever so slightly. There she is, looking beautiful. The interior in here looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure what that chrome shiny bit on the center of on the floor is, just off to the left-hand side there. Looks pretty weird, but I'm sure it's meant to be there anyway. But this is looking wonderful. Let's get it onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be, and then let's get it onto the drag strip for some racing. On the dyno with the Reliant Supervan Sport Edition and its i3 turbocharged engine pumping out a whopping 101 factory horsepower. How much have we added to this beast today, and what will its drag rating be? Let's have a look. A gain of 57 horsepower, which ironically enough is also 57%, which is weird, but I like it. There we go, bringing us up to a massive 158 horsepower from this three-wheeled, not three-wheeled, absolute monster, and a drag rating of D. Yes, D class, 143. Very, very, very low. I'm not expecting to break any records with this one today, or even get it in the top 10 for that matter, but we do want to see what it can do on the drag strip, because it is a lot of fun, and that is definitely a crazy looking vehicle. But anyway, on we go to the gearbox tuning. There she is. I've gone for a 3.2 ratio with 56 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to a reported 257 in fifth gear. Not sure we'll quite get anywhere close to that with the quarter of a mile with our Reliant Supervan, but there we go. We got no ECU installed and no carburetor installed in this one, so no additional tuning for today, but they are the shorts to see how to easily do both of them every time are linked in the description below. So if you want to see them, make sure you go check it out, and hopefully it helps you with tuning your vehicles in the future. But anyway, let's get the Reliant Supervan onto the drag strip, enter a D-Class tournament, and hopefully come out victorious. The Reliant Supervan has made it to the drag strip. Let's just get on with this one. King of the Sands. Quarter of a mile, nearly pressed the wrong one. We're not quite in the bottom class, but in that D class, 101 to 200. Sort of bang in the middle there. So let's get on with that and pay our 400 entry fee. And who have we got with us today? Our first race is against K3 in the Ford Escort RS 1600 Mark 1. That's a pretty wild ride. We got Matteo with us as well in the GT convertible Ford Mustang. We've also got Buckshot in the Bolt Hornet. Glad to see you here. And that seems to be about it. We've got some different cars here. Opel Cadets, Plymouth Roadrunners, F100, Jeep Wranglers, Alfa Romeos, different things like that. The Lotus Elise S1's in there as well. But first off, we need to see if we can beat K3, the wonderful opponent in the Ford Escort RS 1600 Mark 1. Let's get on with it. Will the Reliant Supervan win? Let's go find out. Now that's a retro starting lineup. The Reliant Supervan versus the Mark 1 Ford Escort RS 1600, piloted by the Magic K3. Let's get on with it. See if we can beat that Mustang in the Reliant Supervan. Let's go. Come on, you little beast. Off the line. Not the best start there ever. Into second. Come on, you little beauty. Where's K3? I can't quite see out the window. That's not helpful. Into third gear. Oh, I don't know if he's there or not in that Escort. I don't know what's going on. Let's just get across the line and see where we get. Did we win? Did we not? We did win. I'm definitely happy about that. 16.032 seconds to the quarter of a mile with a top speed of 137 kilometers an hour. It is what it is. I was originally aiming to see if we could get this up to the 150 mark, but yeah, it's not going to happen. I've tried many different iterations of the gear tune. It ain't. That's the highest we've been all day, and in fact, I wasn't even getting that. I was getting 136. So there we go. Happy with that one. Higher speed than the Escort there, and slightly better time. In fact, we were slightly better all the way through, really. Only just there. Our launch off the line was nowhere near that great either. So we'll take that victory as it is. Thank you very much, K3, for being a good opponent. And let's get on to the next round and see who we've got. We knocked out K3. Sadly, Buckshot didn't make it through either, but Matteo is still in the GT convertible Ford Mustang. Our next race is against the Alfa Romeo 155. That should be quite a challenge, but let's get on with it with the Reliant Supervan Sport. See if we can make it in to the semi-finals. Just seeing the Reliant Supervan on the start line is just, it makes me giggle every time. I'm very happy to see it there. Definitely a car that doesn't belong on the drag strip. The Alfa Romeo 155, on the other hand, I wouldn't say belongs on the drag strip, but is definitely more suited to it. Let's get in and see if we can beat the Alfa. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful Supervan. Off the line. Oh, that was not good. Into second. Where is it? Oh, neck and neck with the Alfa, although we are pulling away as it stands at the moment. Hopefully we can continue that up and stay in front for the entirety of the race. It does kind of feel like it is right next to us, though. Across the line. What have we got? I think we did win. We did win with a 16.054. Slightly slower than our first run, which is a bit of a shame, and slightly slower on the speed as well, with 136 kilometers an hour instead of 137. But we did beat out the Alfa, had a bit of a slightly better speed than the Ford Escort, but there we go. We still managed to come out on top. Goodbye, Alfa. You're a worthy opponent. Let's get into the semi-finals, see who we've got, and try and make it into that glorious final race. Now we've got Matteo. He's made it through to the semi-finals. So did we, but we need to try and knock him out so we can get ourselves into the final and hopefully face off against one of these two, the Mercedes-Benz or the Plymouth Roadrunner. But before we do that, we do have to get through Matteo in that Ford Mustang GT convertible. Do you think we can do it? Let's go take a look. It's not my favourite era of Mustang, but it's still a very cool Mustang, and I just love Mustangs regardless. But today, we want to try and beat it with the Reliant Supervan. I'm not sure if it should be able to, but let's find out if we can, and let's go. Come on, you beautiful green beast, off the line. Yeah, that start isn't great. I think I need to do a little bit more with that gear tune, but the Mustang, no, it is pulling away. I did kind of expect that, but let's keep going and see what sort of times and speeds we get for our final run of the day. Sadly, we won't be making it into that final. Across the line, what have we got? Is it our best run? 16.035. No, our first run was 16.032, ever so slightly faster, but it is what it is. We did lose out to the beautiful Ford Mustang, and if I'm going to lose to any car, I'm kind of happy that it is a Mustang with a 14.691 seconds and a top speed of 153 kilometers an hour. See, if the Reliant had made it to the top speed I wanted, we might have got there. Bit of a shame that we've been knocked out, but I'm happy it's by a Ford Mustang. Now get on, Matteo, go and take that victory. Let's see if you can get that win. Ralph Cooper in the Plymouth Roadrunner, Matteo Nicolai in the Ford Mustang GT convertible. Who's going to take that final win? Let's find out and then collect our winnings before heading back to the garage. Come on, Matteo, you can do it. Oh, sadly not. Ralph Cooper won in the Plymouth Roadrunner. Unfortunately, Matteo, you've come second, which is nothing to be ashamed of. Absolutely wonderful. There we go. We've got our 900 credits, which does mean we mitigate what we paid to enter, then made about 500 profit. But now let's get back to the garage, get this Reliant sold on, and see if there is some money to be made from this beautiful classic three-wheeler. All finished with the beautiful Reliant Supervan. Loving this green colour. I think it looks fantastic. And the rim choice, especially with them rims, front rims being almost invisible. Not the quickest around down the drag strip with a 16.032 as its fastest time, putting it 15th out of 16 on the speederboard, only losing out to the double cab pickup Volkswagen camper type looking thing. But there we go. Bit of a shame on that one, but let's talk some facts and figures about this beast. We bought the car for 10,027 at the very beginning and could have sold it and lost out on 1,276, but we didn't do that. We spent a further 38,486 upgrading, painting, modifying and tuning this one, putting our total spend at 48,513. Is there some money to be made from this beautiful Supervan? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% completed, and we did manage to squeeze a bit more power out of that i3 turbocharged engine from 101 to 158 horsepower, a gain of 57%, which, you know, It is what it is. There was no ECU on this one to give us any additional tuning, so it is what it is. But we did spend 48,513 to get there. Can we make some money from the Reliant Supervan? No, we've actually lost money. I don't believe it. 46,137 is the sale price, meaning we have lost out on 2,376 from the Reliant Supervan. I can't even remember the last time we lost money on a build. It has been so long. I don't even know if we ever actually fully lost money on a build, but it is what it is. That is a bit of a shame, but never mind. We can deal with that. 2,376 lost. Shame. But there you go. Off you go, Reliant Supervan. Definitely a lot of fun to work on. Link in the description below if you want to grab that one yourself. Modded in by Tim C 2K. Fantastic. But what have we got coming up next? Well, next up, the boot is open on my McLaren. That's not meant to be. Let's close you down. There we go. The top spot on the speederboard at the moment with a 7.7 something seconds. Absolutely fantastic. But what have we got coming next? Well, up next is my competition entry. Griffin Tyro, Little Dixon, Mini Cooper, something along those lines anyway. This one is going to look pretty wild. It's looking a bit sorry for itself at the moment, but there is lots of customization on this one. It's going to look wild when we finish it. Let's get in and take a look. It is the Griffin Tyro Black Flag Edition is what we've gone for the name on this one. It is available from all of the places, and I got mine from the auction house. Now, this one will be available to my channel members, so if you want to join, click that join button below for £2.99 a month, where you get access to the private Discord, where we can chat, have a laugh. You can help me with some builds. I'll help you with some builds, and you get to have access to all of my wonderful custom configs and liveries, so this one will be available on there as well. £2.99 a month. Click that join button below if you want to become a member. It does help me out as a content creator, so thank you very much if you can. But anyway, enough about this. We got it from the auction house, and it's all in pretty good condition. Around that 40% mark is the lowest, up to 63, so not too shabby. Did we get a good deal for it? No. No, of course not. 27,868 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 25,463, losing out on 2,405 before we even begin. The engine in this one is a TKAftermarket engine. We've gone for the i4 1.8 litre double overhead cam 18K 4K turbo TK engine. It is the Lotus engine. It's going to be pretty wild in this one, and we've got some other customization going on to it. It's already a turbo engine, but we're going to be swapping that turbo out for a slightly different one. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for this beautiful Griffin Tyro. So make sure you join us back here on Thursday for my custom Black Flag Griffin Tyro. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. What did you think of the Reliant Supervan today, modded in by Tim C2K? I think it was absolutely fantastic. Yes, it wasn't the quickest on the drag strip. There's the quickest on the drag strip right there, but it was still a lot of fun to build nonetheless. So thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. Leave a cheeky little like if you did. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Double check you are subscribed, and if you can become a channel member, that would be absolutely fantastic. Like these guys on screen, my absolute legends and heroes. Thank you very much for subscribing, signing up to the channel membership, being a member of the VM Garage Club. Definitely appreciate it. So thank you all very much. Thank you all for watching anyway, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.